Hi, welcome. We're not in Nebraska. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Hi, my name is Jay Buddy here with the boys, Patrick Patio and Joe Mojojoe. And we have two guests. Oh my god. It's M3LMO of DSU and Greenguy of NDSU. We were gonna have Elusive on from SDSMT, but like
He gone.
He gone. He's too elusive. But we're currently here at the CCL Springland Finals?
Spring.
Yeah.
It's spring.
Thanks, Joe.
Yeah, it is spring.
But
You were doubting yourself. I know.
I was doubting myself. But currently, we just finished the semifinals. I know numbers, but finished the semifinals. It was good two series.
Yeah, I guess I'll kind of take it a little bit from here. I mean, how are you guys feeling about it? I mean, we're here at CCL, and you guys came off with wins right off the bat. We got to go down the line.
Yeah, I'm feeling pretty good. Competition's pretty good this semester. It's just been a fun time so far. Looking forward to the rest of the event.
Yeah, I mean, we're feeling good. This is a highlight of the semester for me, for sure. We were really looking forward to it. I think the first game was the one I was most worried about, just because I knew we were all going to be on no sleep. So, obviously, we're worried about finals too, but we know we're going to be at our best for that.
Yeah.
So.
Well, we did not play great, so could be better. Still have a fun time sometimes. So.
Yeah. So I guess how long have you guys all been playing in collegiate league and maybe just competitive league in general?
So me, I've been playing a competitive league for quite a while. It's probably 5 or 6 years. I think it's 4th semester at DSU. It's been a fun time. I really enjoy competitive league. It's kind of my competitive outlet because I used to play a lot of sports in school. I'm just kind of a computer nerd.
As far as collegiate goes, this is the end of my 4th year. 2nd year at NDSU. I did 2 years at Bismarck State College. I did about a year and a half of high school, where it started with me just getting called in to sub because I had played the tutorial, which made me the most eligible candidate to sub in. Then kind of started really liking the game. So
I think my first competitive experience was 5 years ago in high school as well. Won state in my first semester, and then I've been UNL ever since for the past 4 years. But I'm going to be here next year still, so.
Yeah, we got more time. You guys.
yeah, I'm not going anywhere.
You're like staying around, you mean?
Yeah, I mean, I changed majors, so I got
yeah.
at least a semester, maybe a year left still.
Yeah.
How much longer are you here for?
I've got another 2 years. Really. My thing was I started college pretty early, so
You're taking your time.
the older of my crew. Yeah, I'm taking my time.
Yeah. Well, that'll be awesome. I mean, you guys have all been here quite a bit long. You're the oldest on the squad. I think you're the oldest on the squad, or like longest standing.
Yeah, I mean, I'm longest standing. Biba Duna, our sub.
Yes.
I got a bit of time on me, but
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think is it just Tanky Zane for you?
Yeah, but they can't tell us that we're here longer than we are.
But then like right after that, I believe it's you, and then maybe Sacred Conviction.
Yeah, so he was Ross last year. This semester, but he was actually here before me as well.
Oh. Well, there you go. And kind of what's kind of the draw of league? I mean, obviously you were saying that you were a potentially 3-game player. What kind of about league is so interesting?
To me, what really drew me in about it, well, first of all, it's just really addictive. But I think what distinguishes it from other games for me is the game just feels, it's so mental. Like, when you're playing Rocket League and you lose a game, often it's like, oh, I couldn't hit the shot I needed to do. It's very much a mechanical misplay. But in League, it really all comes down to the decision making, at least in how I view the game. If I died or if we lost a game, it's because I did something stupid or I made a mistake.
Definitely, yeah. I see that. I think a lot of the champion designs in terms of gameplay feel pretty satisfying, especially when it's popping off. So.
I would just say pure addiction.
It's like crack.
Yeah, it's been in the for a while. Really all I play for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
How often do you guys like how many hours is it in a day? If you need to plead the fifth, you feel free to. But
So recently I've been pretty busy. I work full time, school full time, and then do this, and I also have my first child.
Oh.
oh gosh, congratulations!
So
That's awesome.
I've been busy, so I don't play quite as much as I used to. But
Fair.
I still get my probably 3-4 hours in a day at least. Do what I can.
It comes and it goes with the vibes, but I know the original goal for me is always the game for the 3 games a day, the 3 block. That's big in some of the jungle coaching I've received.
Mm-hmm. I definitely have gotten busier over the years. Sometimes I'm doing like 10 plus hours of homework a day, so it is rough. I try to play when I can though. So
Yeah. Well, you were talking about coaching. What have all of you guys received on in terms of like from your university? Obviously, this is a collegiate tournament that we're in, and it's really cool to see how strong NDSU and DSU consistently are in multiple games. So I'm curious on what you guys have in terms of your community that kind of makes it so that it can maintain that level.
Yeah, I think for me, having Evan come in to play for Maryville, which was a high competition school with CCL, and he had a lot of competitive experience. So I think that's really helped me. When I used to play comp, we had like a team coach. That's kind of where I started getting my competitive experience from. And I think most of it comes from Evan. He's been a really great tool for us as he has all that competitive experience. So it's been nice.
Yeah, so for us, we're all club ran, so we kind of are on our own a bit in that regard. In the last 2 years, our structure has changed a lot. We went from pretty much just fielding a varsity team to this semester we're fielding 4 teams actually. I think we've got like a bit of a farm system where like we've got some players who they just started playing like last year and they're making it to silver for the first time, but we have these bi-weekly LAN events where it's just a lot of in-house games. I think those are really good for the players because they get the chance to play with the grads play, so like Chaos, that's one of our players. He's playing there with some of the the fresh irons. So you get a really wide mix of players that are blending together, and that's really cool.
yeah, I mean most of our coaching is coming from alumni. We're still club ran as well. So Sinner is our old alum, but he's been coaching for many years at this point. Has coached in official challenger leagues, so he's got a ton of experience under his belt, and he's taught me a lot. Personally, I have been also coached by Fisher College's Drake, and by extension his varsity team, so Pume, old COG support, etc. So not as applicable when I'm playing jungle now, but I still have the connections if I ever really want to dive deep into something. So yeah.
Well, I guess another thing that I wanted to talk about today, which is a pretty interesting topic that's new to CCL this year, which is fearless draft. It is something that I think I kind of want your guys' thoughts on how you think it's been, how you guys, this is definitely a switch up for how a lot of teams play. If you guys like it, if you guys don't like it, what do you guys think?
So I know for us, we were a little hesitant initially. It wasn't something we were worried about playing with, but we were kind of worried with CCL. Some of the teams have some players who have some. They're a little challenged in the champ department, that we were worried that would, really demotivate those schools and could maybe hurt the league. But it seems like it's been a huge hit, so we're glad about that. I think it's been really revealing to us because we went into it. We were thinking like the Fearless is made for us. We've all got champ pools, and then we get some of these series that go to game 3, and bans start coming in, and we're like, oh, I don't know what I can play. Like, maybe my pool isn't as big as I thought.
I think I really enjoy Fearless. It definitely spices up the game instead of seeing first pick every game. Same last pick.
You got some Varus first pick?
Varus Ash trade?
Varus and Ash.
Skarner,
Skarner.
ban every single year.
Yeah. Those are the most boring champs to play against.
Get the Braum out of here sometimes. Yeah.
Opens things up. I know I always kind of have the random pocket picks.
You definitely do.
Yeah, I like to pull those out. Long series Fearless.
Yeah.
Those out for me.
We definitely heard a lot. Obviously, I played. So if you're wondering, the last week when we played you, we essentially made the sub the morning of, so like 1 in the morning. So I had no experience playing Jogo at that point. Doing better now, and yeah, it hurts us a lot. I think our champ pools are pretty restricted in pretty much every role as well. I know we've always been of the moniker of like we try to have those 3 to 4 champions that we are really good at and we consistently play a certain style. I think we saw it last semester where we kind of really knocked down those types of champs. And it's been a pretty rough for us. I do think it'll be fun to see a best of 5 actually with Fearless, especially if it goes 5 games. But I
really hope it goes. I want to see it.
Like personally, I like playing Fearless. I think it's been pretty fun. If I had more experience jungling and I had some of those weirder picks, I know when I was autofilled, I'd always play Gragas with the Predator build. But if I was 80 carry, I think it would be very fun because I can play a lot of random things, and I'm very willing to pull out something I don't play all the time. So.
Yeah, that's we play in another league that doesn't do Fearless. It's always like a bit of that. We just have to mental switch where it's like, wait, we can just pick X champ 3 games in a row. You know, like if they're gonna leave Viego out 3 games in a row, we'll play Viego 3 games in a row. Something like that.
It's pretty good. And do you guys prefer Fearless or?
I think so.
I think
definitely that's that extra layer.
At the end of the day, it's probably better. Yeah.
I also think it's good for the esports.
Oh,
Definitely.
The viewership was kind of down
Yeah.
for pro play, so.
Do you guys all follow pro play? I know these two too. We
Well,
talk about it all the time.
Hunter Life's biggest fan. All right.
Hey, respect. I'm
Oh, yeah.
a big LPL fan. And I get a lot
LPL
of
is pretty
crap
fun.
for it, so.
He's Ultra Prime.
Ultra Prime. Ultra Prime is crazy. Like what Team WE next? You know?
It's like, okay, Joe harps on me. For
Yeah, you're
liking-
Ultra Prime.
liking bad teams.
Well, you're Ultra Prime, and then it's
Oh,
Bro.
Yeah. Okay, Brion.
Okay, bro.
Okay.
Okay, Brion. Okay, and then in LTA North, I'm a big Cloud9 fan. That's the only top tier team in the region that I like. LTA South, Vivo Keystar. Vivo Keystar's all the way.
Evil Keystar. I'm a Furia fan. Pain's very fun to watch, though. Yeah, I used to watch a lot more uphill, but then I just got to the point where I could only watch like essentially the highlights, so I would only watch one. And Cadro does a lot more LCK stuff, so it's a lot easier to consume, I'd say. So
Yeah, Cadrill's been really good
Yeah.
for the esports.
he definitely has.
Kind of the same way. I'm mainly how busy I am. It's mainly just catching highlights all the time.
Mhm.
So any highlights I can get is right when I'm watching.
Something happened.
Yeah, big tie goal. 2 seconds left.
Yeah.
Uno versus BDU is happening right now.
Do either of you do the fantasy that they do for LTA?
I think we had some talks about getting it out for the club. It kind of started mid-split, so it's
Yeah.
a little awkward to go with. Maybe
We
We need to do one for CCL next.
CCL would be interesting because the way it works, it's not like if you have to do like the F1 one where it's you buy your own team, you don't have to like worry about anyone else having players.
so there's no draft or anything.
No, you don't do a draft.
Join ours.
Everyone's creating technically.
Technically.
Technically,
You should join ours.
But yeah, you essentially create your team every single week. Out of all the players, you have a certain amount of like money that you can spend. All the players have a certain amount of value, and so it's pretty fun. I'm winning right now, so I enjoy it a lot.
Okay, for the record, I'd be winning. So I had
I'm winning if I chose good.
Isris's top lane who was subbed out, and I didn't realize, so he had no points for 1 week.
Yeah, somebody will pay attention to the pro.
Oh yeah, you don't watch it at
We know you don't watch it.
Okay, yes, but I just chose better. That.
Mm-hmm.
But I think what we should choose is to possibly move on to a mini game. Do a little bit of pivot. I don't know. If
Yeah.
You guys didn't know. You guys are now competing. You thought you were done competing. No.
Okay, we have to
Replace
pitch the
finals?
punishment first.
Oh yeah.
Okay, yeah. So, in our podcast, our viewers know. So you both know these two are competing to not lose
To not lose.
Okay.
as much points as possible.
I'm losing.
Yeah, 7-4. But the punishment is a milk run. A mile of milk. Yeah,
1 mile, 1 gallon.
in a
Mhm.
sense. So
I'm trying real hard. To win. It's not working out so well.
yeah, at the beginning we were pitching for other people to give us ideas,
Everyone.
Everyone's just like, oh, Milkman? Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
It's a great idea.
Let's watch Patrick do that. Let's watch Patrick throw up for fun. Maybe it's great. I don't know.
Yeah. But since we're here, we're going to revisit one of our old minigames, which is guess which champion wins the most. So I'll give you 2 champions. This is all Emerald Plus. Who has the higher win rate? Okay? We have 5 questions.
So, matchup or just win rate in general?
Matchup.
So,
Okay.
yeah.
So these 2 champions are in a lane together. Who wins more times out of the other? Okay? You can only guess once. Okay?
Mhm.
So once you have an answer and you want to lock it in, we'll lock it in by raising your hand. And once everybody's hands are raised, we'll all go around and say what we have. Okay? If you guess right, you get a point. If you guess wrong, you don't get a point. 5 questions, 5 rolls. Ready?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so for top lane, we have Cassante versus Mbessa.
Ooh. None of us are top laners.
Yeah.
I think I'm locked.
I'm right now. I'm thinking towards Ambassa.
Yeah, that's
Because
kind of
that thing's broke.
Well, because we were just looking at the stats versus
Oh.
SDM, and I don't remember seeing Cassante in the good.
Uh-oh.
So yeah,
So we'll go Patrick.
I'm going Ambassa.
Mbessa.
I'll go
Well,
Ambassa.
I was going Cassante, so.
Somebody's got to be different.
Sorry, Joe.
Ooh.
It's Mbessa.
Okay.
She has a 53.21 win rate in the
I,
matchup.
yeah. I understand that, yeah.
You understand that?
Mm-hmm.
Current score is 1-1-1-0.
0. Don't worry. If you 2 win,
Wait.
he
I was
doesn't
gonna
get a point,
say-
yeah.
I'm gonna say, do I have to beat both of them?
Yes, you
No,
do.
Wait, this is so much harder. Wait,
It's
no.
1v3. We went over this with
I
Swim.
continue. Let me cry.
So our jungle matchup is J4 versus Vi.
Emerald Plus.
Emerald Plus.
Who are the Emerald Shitters winning on?
Oh no, it's no. I got it. Easy.
Okay.
It's
Patrick.
gotta be J4.
J4.
I'm going Vi.
Oh.
Okay. For all the J4 lovers, you're winning.
Whoa.
Let's go.
Jarvan has a 55.
55.
50.04 win rate
Okay, I
against
wasn't
Vi. In Emerald Plus.
As the jungler, do you have a
Do you have an input?
input?
I looked at the match.
No.
Scout it. It's
Which
scout.
Unfortunate.
I don't know if I know the logic behind it.
Well,
Because I think
Vi-
Vi wins the if they
Yeah.
headbutt each other. Vi should
Maybe-
win that.
It's just like Jarvan, just significantly easier, maybe? Just reliable?
My thought process went to what is both of their jobs, and Vi is so straightforward that it's going to be at higher ranks. It's going to be harder to make that work compared to Jarvan.
That's why she's first picked all the time in OCK, yeah.
That's pretty good.
That is true.
You know,
Sometimes you just die like 15 times.
Sometimes you just die.
True.
So current score is 2-1-2-1.
2-0.
2-0.
Oh, yeah.
So
The contrarian.
the
You're going down. You're going down.
maybe I'll give you a freebie.
No.
I want to see
Or
Patrick
leave
do
in
my
my area
right.
of expertise. So.
Just.
I want to make the comeback.
You want to make the comeback?
I'm gonna do it.
There's a chance.
I can do it. We just need to do
Maybe.
extra episodes.
But okay, so our next question. This is for the mid lane. Seraphine versus Malzahar. Okay. Okay, Patrick.
Malzahar.
I knew you were just.
I'll go Mouse.
There's no way it's not Seraphine, right?
Well, it is Seraphine.
Yeah.
Seraphine has a 53.87% win rate against
Yeah.
Malzahar.
Seraphine is just a more useful champion.
One target versus the
Ulti extends. The ulti extends. Malzahar
True.
can't do anything. So
It's
it's
spell shield. You can just walk. You can just stand it. Extend it.
Yeah.
and they get E'd.
Yeah. It is dead. So.
So 2-2-2-1.
1. Yeah. We're coming back.
You're coming back?
No.
Oh, yeah.
No.
You're coming back, you?
Yeah.
100%? Okay, so for our 80 carry matchup, Aphelios versus Zeri.
In solo queue?
It's solo
that's
queue.
a-
This is Emerald
So
Plus.
cute.
It's solo queue, everyone.
gotta be Zeri.
In this area as
I'll
well.
go Aphelios.
It's Aphelios, probably.
Well, this side of the room, you got it right. Aphelios with a 55.04 win rate.
I'm thinking like every solo queue's area runs it down, right?
Well, every solo queue Aphelios.
That's true as well.
Like 47% rate chance.
So currently,
2-2-3-2.
So Patrick, come on.
I'm working on it. I'm working on
You
it.
really wanted the comeback.
No, I'm working on it.
Okay, and then for our last matchup,
Oh, no.
this is for support. Zach versus Lux.
Oh, Lord.
Zach.
Zach as well.
It's gotta be.
It's
Zach.
gotta be Zach.
Well, you're right, it's Zach.
Yeah.
Zach has a 53.13% rate into Lux.
Yeah.
Yeah, my thought process was literally, who's picking Zach support?
One tricks.
Yeah.
Probably the one person that knows how to do it versus what mid laner is going to get role swapped into support and is just going to pick Lux and run it down. It's
So, 3,
3, 4, 3.
3. Well, green guy, you won. You're
Yeah.
on the board.
Let's go.
That means you're
First-
in last place,
first
so-
guess.
Yes, technically are on the board, but Patrick, you're still losing.
No, this is a terrible day.
So the scoreline is 7-4-1.
I guess
7-4.
7-4-1.
Is it 7-4-1-0 because Seth didn't get it one?
No, but
No, no,
he's a
7-4
guest.
The guests are all
Oh,
combined.
7-4-1.
For the one guest have won.
It's like collective.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's collective.
Oh. You got the guess their first point.
Let's go.
So,
Amazing.
Took us
you got the
13
first-
episodes.
So whoever the last week guest is gonna have a really bad time.
Yeah,
they have to do the
probably.
milk run.
They have to Yeah.
But do you guys have any ideas for our milk run? Because currently it's just a straight up milk run in any track
or
group.
different punishments. If you have
Yeah, or
different
different
ideas.
punishments.
We had things, super cool things, like a 24-hour stream, or like forced to do a podcast about something that they don't know about. Oh man, sounds terrible. Oh.
Mention 24 hours. I mean, I've seen a lot of good fantasy football punishments, but it's like you go to the Waffle House for 24 hours. Each
That's where
waffle
the-
you eat takes an hour off.
Yeah, so that's where the milk run came from. Fantasy football
Oh my
punishment.
god.
I was thinking about the Waffle House one or like the bar one, but then I was like, none of us have. I don't think any of us are willing to spend that much money on food, and also Patrick
True.
doesn't eat.
Yeah, Patrick. Okay, so we were at McDonald's earlier, right? And he was very full, but he had exactly half of a single quarter pounder and half of his fries.
I'm a small man.
Little 8th pounder.
Yeah. But that's not.
And then
So I took a nap afterwards. I was
Yeah.
so full.
Food coma.
That's the crazy part. Like in a room full of everybody, he's in the corner, on the chair, going like,
he was fully out.
and he was going out.
But
yeah.
last semester was
Yeah,
funnier.
last LAN, it was us three rooming together. We went to like a local bar and grill, and Patrick orders a burger. Okay. Then finish the burger.
It's a big
Well,
burger.
Yeah, it's a big burger. I could understand that.
Someone ordered wings too. I was helping out on the wings.
Uh-huh.
Wait two. We're not gonna get that one. But
It's 2 weeks worth of burger.
yeah,
Yeah.
2 weeks. So he gets it to go back. He gets it. We go back to the door. He puts it in the microwave.
Fridge this one. It's microwave next day.
No,
I just don't eat it.
No, yeah, you put it in the microwave that night.
I did?
Yes, you did.
Yes, because you were like, where would I put it?
No.
No, it wasn't out on anything else.
Yeah,
It was in
you
the
said
microwave.
you want to put it in the microwave so you remember to heat it up.
So we go to a whole day of competition. Okay,
And
we
then
come back. He passes out on the bed, so he doesn't eat the burger.
Forgot about it.
Yep. Day 2, same problem. Full day of competition. He even washes up this time. First night, he just was on the bed, just passing out. I shared the bed, and I had to be like, yo, I don't want to move you. And then Monday morning, he eats it. And this is like, it went from an 8, from like 3/4 of it
I
left,
was hungry.
to nothing within like 2 hours. So within the 2 hours we were at the bar, he ate all 4. And 2 hours on Monday, after it's been in the microwave, no change of location. It's just there.
It's just there.
It's in the microwave.
I still can't believe you can't eat.
Man, League of Legends is such a fun game.
Yeah.
How do I move off this topic? I don't have to.
Just go cold open. The next one.
What's next on the docket?
I
Yeah.
was just gonna go next on the list, which was kind of your guys' champ pools and how you guys kind of got to them. Yours will be a very interesting
Oh, yeah.
one. But I'm just very curious. I know that you have quite the champ pool.
The ocean.
Yeah, so I.
Maybe flaming my champ.
Whoa, okay. To be fair, it's more like just pick the normal stuff. It's so much better rather than like, oh, that stuff is bad.
Yeah.
It's just, but yeah, I guess I'm just kind of curious on both of you guys.
I think I played the game for so long that it's just like, I don't know, some of the weirder picks just are more enjoyable for me. Like I said, I like Fearless. Like the Ash Force is just so sleeper to me that it's like, put me on Twitch, put me on literally anything else.
Just let him cook.
Yeah.
Just let him cook.
I've always been one to whip out the random picks. I have no fear in picking pretty much whatever. So if it's there, my champ pool is pretty much whatever's good into enemy champs.
Yeah, that's kind of a bit of our philosophy. Is like, you don't know how to know how to play every champ perfectly. If you're playing into a good matchup, the champ is so much easier. But I don't know. We've got a couple stories with that champ pool. Started out playing just nothing ever stuck, and eventually Viego came out, and it took like a year before I really gave him a fair shot, and that was the one trick for a long time. And then we've got some jugglers at NDSU. Crocodile is a big one, and he'll always pitch me some weird stuff. He tells me full AP year or whatever, but he told me Gwen jungle one semester, and I'm like, you know what, I'll give it a try, and I really, really liked it. Then I got some changes, and I just did not like it at all. Then some more stuff happened, and I've been really liking that again. Like the Sedge is a funny one because it was like we're in draft, and they go, "Do you play Sejuani?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I can play that. Haven't touched it in like a year and a half." And then just I'm never playing that in solo queue, but every once in a while in the draft, they'll say the Sedge still warm. I said, like I played it yesterday. So.
Yeah, I mean, I just like what was good right now. And I was like, okay, well, Vi, Sejuani, get Jarvan, easier champions. Vi's been working the best. I don't know. We should have just first picked it, game 1, to be honest. But it is what it is.
Might have had us worried there when you
But yeah, I mean, for junglers, it's just like whatever was the easiest and whatever the team wanted to play. I would play a little bit more. Like one of my favorite junglers that we wouldn't pick is Morgana. Yeah, it kind of sucks as a champ. That's why. And then like Predator Gragas was always fun, and like these other Lilia more movement speed based 80 carries junglers. But for 80 carry, it was always my favorite champs were Xayah, Kai'Sa, and then I got put on the Ashe Varus duty for quite some time because we would play better and we'd have a better chance to win when we played them. So I do like picking the weird picks sometimes, but yeah, I mean, it's not possible to pick Karthus 80 carry every game. We pulled out against Mines last semester with Silas support, but yeah.
That was messed up last semester. Yeah. And so, I mean, obviously you guys are currently in Collegiate. What do you guys is this just kind of a for fun thing while you guys are here? Do you guys plan on continuing to do like kind of on the side, just competitively as it's a very enjoyable hobby, or kind of what's the plan for that?
I think for me, I'd definitely continue doing it. I've been playing account for a while. It's really enjoyable to me. So, I mean, do it as long as I can until I become washed up and can no longer compete, I think.
Yeah, I'll go back and forth on that a lot, So I think it kind of matches my mood on how I'm feeling with playing League. Sometimes I'm like, once I'm out of college, might just never touch the game again. Sometimes I'm like, I'll keep an eye out for some leagues. Like, LBLCS is a league. We've got a couple players who used to play in there, so that looks like something I'd want to check out. Maybe once I'm graduated, there's a lot of good rec leagues out there.
LBLCS is a fun one. I like their stream style. of the most random thing. I love how one of their casters, he'll just like make a waffle if someone does something. He'll like on camera. He'll get a camera and he'll just make a waffle. And
that's such fun, like chat reviews with their points.
Yeah.
You get to you can correct pronunciation on a player's name, and the caster's got to pronounce it like that for a game or whatever. It's good.
Yeah, I mean, I'll play competitive for as long as I can until I can't for whatever reason. But that reason might be because I'm just very, very busy. Have been for quite some time at this point. So, yeah, I mean, I've played in Aegis and I've played in Titan as well. So I might be looking for those leagues. So.
And then another question that I have, kind of about collegiate, and we were talking about pro play earlier. Why is NA bad? What's your guys?
Evan would have a better answer for this.
What?
It's NA.
Okay, but so I guess my thought process is always on the development side of things, and I know that's something that's been lacking, and collegiate is definitely a piece of that we haven't quite unlocked yet. Is kind of where my thoughts are. I don't know if you guys have put thoughts. I know I can ramble on about the development path for pro play for a long time.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's a lot of factors. Some of it is just like the culture where the more successful regions are just so much more dedicated. They're sinking 12 hours a day, 365 days a year into the game, which it's unhealthy, but it does give results for them. You can talk about the solo queue environment, but I mean, then we had champs queue, and that never really panned out. So that's one excuse that we can't use anymore.
Yeah, I think I'm kind of the same way. It's just other regions, like you said, are so much more dedicated. I think a lot of the other regions are a lot better mechanically, whether that be because of their solo queue or whatever else. I think one of the biggest struggles getting better at the game is people need to just limit test, especially in scrims. Push the limits until you know what your limit is and what you can handle. I think a lot of times, even competitive leagues like this, be scared to make plays when you come to an event like this because it's a setup you're not used to, something like that. And yeah, I think even watching NA pro play, sometimes it's so sleeper, nobody wants to do anything.
Yeah, I think because Beware of Space, he only usually watches pro play if it's NA, and he doesn't watch it that much. But when we were watching LCK together, essentially, one of the biggest things was just how fast all 5 players are they're just doing stuff faster, essentially. When you see the engages, all 5 players just know instantly what to do, and they do it instantly. They don't need to communicate as much, and knowing your job, playing a ton more solo queue and being more dedicated is part of that. As someone who has played on Korean solo queue and EUS solo queue, I will say that there is even in the lower ranks, there's a big difference in both mechanics and just play style, and that does help a lot because you are forced a lot more to be a better better player, or you're just going to get gapped in lane and lose every game. So there is that. I do think having a better solo queue would be better, or would help a lot, just because, yeah, we aren't as pushed as much as we could, and part of that is the server as well. I mean, I played on 1 ping in Korea, never more than 2, so it's going to be a hard fix because geographically wise, it just can't work like that. But yeah,
I mean, maybe that ties into how you're talking about the development pipeline is definitely struggling because if the solo queue environment is just less intense, that hurts the layman, that hurts us, the collegiate players, that can hurt new players. And League does have that problem of an aging player base, and I think it is a bigger issue in North America than it is in other regions.
Yeah. So I guess, is there anything that, as collegiate players, that we have been doing that's kind of helping this? I mean, in the past, we actually had less people going from collegiate to pro, and that's happened actually more often. I mean, we can think of APA, Scary Jerry, some people who are moving into pro play that we wouldn't have seen before. Is that something that do you guys think that is a sign of, we're finally trying to utilize our resources, or we're starting to kick the bucket a little bit?
I think part of Scary Jerry's was a bit of circumstances. I know he's a good player at the end of the day, but a lot of teams were essentially poaching players away from Disguised and the coach, so they kind of had to get what they could, and at the end of the day, they got him. But I think something that we can be looking at is something like you, where you do have multiple teams all having a system to clearly improve and work your way up in the ranks and have coaching and other players to compete with, and that helps a lot. I think it's something we are lacking. Our varsity and JV team are very, very far apart, so it makes it very hard to push a player on varsity to get better. So
I think we do definitely our collegiate level. We have had those success rates, especially APA. A prime example of a player who came from collegiate did a lot. But teams stop being required to maintain their academy teams. I think that's maybe even if it didn't reduce the quality of players, yet it does just show that maybe there's almost a lack of caring. These teams, they'd rather import players from other regions than do that talent pipeline, because it is just really hard to find success stories in that.
Yeah, I think the same way. I think it's hard because League's an older game and it's starting, feels like it's downhill. That's why the Fearless thing kind of is trying to pick it back up. But I think schools, especially, are starting to drop League teams or not support them as much, like the bigger schools in CCL. I think it's kind of a hard thing just because there's such a gap between the apex ranks in the game. So you have these like CCL, but your Maryville is just going to stomp the majority.
they've been doing it already. So
They did us.
they did. We did play Maryville week 1. So and Slew. Yeah.
You got to win versus Slew. How's it feel?
Yeah. Yeah, I think. I know, and our high school league has 30, 35 teams. But the main issue is it's not a very good pipeline because best players in plat, so it's kind of rough.
The college I used to go to, they host a high school tournament, and there will be a player who's gold, and they just run the lobby.
Mm-hmm.
Lobby admin,
Yeah.
Katarina One Trick or something.
But yeah, most of the finals was plat player and 2 silvers, and then rest were iron essentially. So finding a way to maybe extend that down into the younger player base that still is playing or just started playing would help, and just making them want to play the game a little bit more. So,
And kind of trying to wrap it up a little bit as we're at CCL right now. Tomorrow we have games. You guys are playing against each other. I guess, how are you guys feeling going into your match?
I think it'll definitely be really close. That our series in regular season went to 3 games, and that third game was really close. I think really either team could trace down if we hadn't made this decision, completely different game. So really close going in. It'll be interesting to see Fearless. Minimum of 3 games, could easily go to 5. We'll be seeing me pull out my my Mastery 3 whatever Elise or something. Something that I haven't touched in years, but it's the only thing available.
Let's see
game on.
Yeah, I think he's going to be the English series. I think it'll probably be one of those 1 a.m.
It cannot be worse than last semester, right?
The 3 a.m. drive home, and we've got
NDSU versus NDSU.
Yeah.
it's a classic rivalry.
It's going to be a good one. First time Fearless 5-game series.
Hopefully it's going to be fun.
Yeah.
I know you're casting.
I'm casting it, so you guys better give me a banger.
We're keeping you here.
Yeah.
Last finals, so you have a 3-hour drive.
Yeah.
We had 2 players drive down.
The 5-hour drive down to Lincoln after.
So
They could have asked off.
They could have asked.
So right after, they basically went to the hotel, grabbed their stuff, dipped, and then somehow one of the dudes went to a lecture.
Impressive.
Somehow.
It's presentation. It's presentation at 9 a.m. after the 3 a.m. drive back.
That's impressive.
I was just in my bed all day.
I remember us driving back that one. It was 2 semesters ago or 3. The one before Wayne State one. We casted the finals between you two. We drove back to Lincoln, and I got home at like 7 in the morning. I was just not going to go to class that day, so.
I worked the next day. So
You had to work that day.
that day. Not the next day. It was the next hour is when my work started. That was a rough ride. That was not fun. But
We've committed to never doing it again.
yeah, no, we are making sure that doesn't happen. So I'll be excited. What's your guys' kind of go down the line on the predictions for the event?
I'm gonna have to say us 3-2.
Who could see that coming?
Dare I say I think NDSU has this one. Game score. I think it's going to 4 or 5. I don't think it'll be a sweep. That's for sure. I think especially it's a lot harder. Like past series, it's always been about figure out what's important. In some series, it's like Jarvin is like the prio pick or Skarn's the prio pick. It can be a prio pick for one game.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. That's what I love.
Yeah, I'm saying NDSU 3-2. You've been pretty consistent over the semester. I know it was 3 games to you during the regular season, but it'll be very interesting to see Fearless because unlike some other leagues where they do quarters and semis, best of 5, this is the only best of 5. So when you do get to that game 4 and 5, I don't know what to expect at this point. It'll be interesting to see balling. I think it's going to be the big key point of the series. So.
DSU coach too. Okay. I think I have the biggest one, and I said this on last week's episode, which was I think it was going to be 3-1 for DSU. Sorry. But yeah, no, I think it's it'll be bigger. I hope it's 5 games because that's going to be bigger. My cough probably won't make it to be 5 games, but I will make it because that's gonna be a good time.
I mean, sometimes you have those series where even if it is a sweep, it's 3 really close games that they're so fun to watch. They just all wind up flipping that one. They all go heads or whatever. Yeah.
I've seen many of those. The Hano Life BOG series last Worlds was like very, very close, but also BOG was just winning every game. So
honestly, last semester's third place match with you guys versus Agasama was such a fun series.
Oh yeah.
That was hilarious. That was a beautiful. Even though it was a sweep, it was a banger.
No, wait, we went to 3.
Oh no, it did go to 3.
Did it?
Yeah.
It was fun to watch, but there was that voice like that. We're like, this is an hour later. We got this.
I'm gonna have to drive home.
I mean, at that point, we were so early in the morning. I think it's like we were still hoping because it was the Valorant game that really broke it. It was the 5-game Valorant. We went to overtime as well.
Because like sometimes it's 13, 13-2. Sometimes it's 12-13.
Yep. So it'll be a banger that we have.
It'll be a big banger.
Tomorrow, obviously, when this comes out,
It'll be done.
over. So,
Well, so then some of us are gonna look really stupid.
Maybe. We'll never. We'll find out.
We will know.
We will know.
You already lost.
I already lost. I lost the game, and then I lost. I lost a minigame, so that's gonna be rough. But just want to thank you guys so much for watching this episode of Cornhusker Cooldown. Thank you guys so much for joining us.
Thank you for having us. We started being big fans, so it's awesome to be part of it.
Yeah, I mean, we wanted to do more CCL coverage and just talk about league in general at UNL. So it's been pretty fun so far. If you have any suggestions, please do let us know. So.
Next week.
Oh, true.
Or technically this week.
Yeah, it would be this week.
Tomorrow.
May 3rd. Actually, is this coming on Friday?
No, this is coming out Tuesday.
It's coming out Tuesday?
Yeah.
It happened already.
No?
Tuesday? What time Tuesday?
Oh, it's coming out in 2 days.
8 p.m. usually.
I'm with it. May 3rd.
Eastern?
No, we're saying to what?
This is going to come out Tuesday, 8 p.m. Central. But yeah, so you still have time to sign up.
Yep.
For a 1v1 tournament.
In person.
Fearless.
Free food.
Fearless 1v1.
So it's like, what's going to be is like if you pick Viego game 1, you can't pick Viego for the rest of the tournament, but someone else might be able to. So
And I played in a tournament hosted by some NDSU alumni, and they had like a fearless round robin. So there were some of those weird things where it's like Neferi's off limits for one team, but the other team can pick it. So then you're on blue side, and you still have to ban it because you can't play it.
It'll be exciting. I can't wait to see some of the matchups. But yeah, thank you guys so much for being with us. And thank you guys so much for watching. We'll catch you guys. Bye.
Bye.